Hello, everyone, and welcome back. And guys, I'm starting to get excited because we are getting close. Not close to being done the castle, no, we're still hopelessly far away on that. But what we are getting close to is having enough done that I can move into the castle and move out of that damp, dusky cave. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today. We are going to be building up top here and expanding the castle upwards. So you know how it goes by now. Let's go ahead and jump into a time lapse and get started. Well, that was a bit of work, but here we are. We are getting really close as I almost splat into the side of my castle here. But yeah, only a few things left to do before we can move in. First off, we need a respawn location, so we need to get a bed into the king's chambers in here. And then obviously we need a closet, that is an Iron Man chamber, where I can quickly equip my backup armor if needed. And then down here, we need to get the storage room going, because that's what all of this is going to be. This is going to be the royal storage room. Well, I got all my supplies here, and now I need to decide where to put my closet. Now, in my testing world, I put it right over here, but I changed a few things around, so I don't quite have the room before the door anymore. So I think we're going to put it right here and see if we can make this space here work for that. So let's just go right on in and get into it. And here's what the Iron Man chamber looks like here. So I'll go and show you the redstone in behind. Basically, step on that pressure plate. That sends a signal up through all these towers to all 8 of these dispensers. So if you look, I only have 1 redstone repeater. When I jump on the plate, I'll end up with 9. So the redstone set, this is done. So now we gotta go ahead and decorate it and hide all the ugly bits. So let's get into that. Well, this is what the final design looks like, and honestly, it's kind of ugly. Not sure I'm going to keep this. I'll have to do some working and maybe come up with a little more compact system somehow, but for now, it'll do the job. And now we're going to move on to getting the bed in here. So, if we go over here, let's get my dark oaky stuff and my bedy stuff. There and there, and then we're gonna go slabby slabby, slabby slabby, full brick there, 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 there. I don't have any stairs on me. Let's just sleep through the night. And let's go dark oak stairs. That'll do just fine. There and there. And then we're going to get... Oh, I have dark oak vents there. 1, 2, 3. Really should keep the axe out at this point. You come down. And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Fence there, 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 and there. And we're going to get some wool. Fill you in there. Now we want my banners. One and two. There and there. There and there. And there, there, and there. And of course we're going to fill that in like that. And we're just going to fill all that in like this. And I want my pickaxe. Break you, break you. And stair, stair. There we go. And that is a bed fit for a king. But this place is starting to look a little cramped now, so like I said, especially with that monstrosity, we're definitely going to have to change things around. But for now, I think we're ready to go and work on the storage room and get close to moving into this castle. So we're going to go ahead and reset our spawn point right there. Alright, let's go work on the storage room. And here we have the first part of the sorting and storage system. This system will separate the items from the shulker boxes. All the items will go into an auto dropper. That'll obviously go into a stream. That'll take them into the storage system. The shulker boxes, however, are going to go into a dropper tower. The dropper tower is going to send them to a second sorting system. That'll separate the empty shulker boxes from the shulker boxes that have items in them. The empty shulker boxes are going to go into a chest. I think I'm going to put it on that side over there at the end. That'll be where I collect all of the empty shulker boxes. And the shulker boxes that have items in them are going to go into a shulker box unloader. It will unload the items into the same auto dropper, and then it'll shoot the empty shulker boxes from there over into that same chest. Both this system and the empty shulker box sorter are designs by Samos the Sage. I will post a link to that video in the description below. And the video for the the dropper tower that I'm going to be building will also be in the description below. So let's go ahead and build the dropper tower, and I'll see you then. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we now have the next two part of the systems in. We have, of course, the dropper tower, which sends the shulker boxes up. Shulker boxes come into this system, which separates the ones that have items versus the ones that don't. This is a design by Samos the Sage, and I will post a link to the description below. However, I did make one modification, and I'm going to show you that here. On his video, he had a powered rail here. I used a piston, and the reason I did that is because if you use his design as it is, you'll end up with one partially full shulker box in this system right here. You'll always have one in here. It'll get cleared out when the next one comes through. So it's not that big of an issue, but I didn't want that. Putting a piston there fixes that issue, so that is what I did. So now we need to send the empty shulker boxes that way, and we need to send the ones with items in it into a shulker unloader. And I think we're going to go down for that as well as for the auto dropper, which will dispense the items into the water stream for a couple of reasons. Number one, I got room down here. I'm going to be closing all of this in anyways. We're just basically taking this pattern of the walls from here straight across all the way around. So nobody's going to see it. It'll allow me to use this area to hide some redstone. And I can do a couple of other things that I'm planning, but I'll show you all that when I get there. But for now, we need to, let's go sleep. Let's go sleep in the king. And I can't jump over that. Yeah. let's go sleep in my nice royal bed here. And I got a new version of Optifine that I've been putting off updating for a very long time, but oh well. And we go back, and now we got to get the Shulker unloader system in, and then we just got to do the auto dropper, which is actually really easy. So yeah, we're on the home stretch before we can build the actual storage room. So I'll go ahead and do that, and I will see you guys when that is done. And here we have the final systems in, guys. Over here is the Shulker box unloader, and I will of course post a link to the tutorial for that one. Basically, Shulker box comes in here, items go this way. When it's empty, it'll break it and send the Shulker boxes that way. I've also hooked up the empty Shulker box stream from the sorter up there into the empty Shulker box stream here. So they're all going to end up so far in this chest, and then we'll take them elsewhere after that. This design here is just the auto dropper I came up with. So this comparator is detecting this block, which will detect how much items are in here. So as long as there's any items in the dropper at all, the comparator will be on. It'll power this block, which will power this sticky piston, which creates a observer clock right here, hard powering that block repeatedly until all the items are out of the dropper, and then of course it shuts off. So now we just got to build the water streams and the storage system, and then we are done and we can move into the castle, which is getting very exciting. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done, and when you see me next time, it will be completed. All right, and here we are back at the completed storage room, and I use completed in a sort of loose sense. The bones are in. I obviously still need to decorate a little bit, but so all the input should go into here. The system, as I showed you earlier, will automatically sort everything out, and then it'll run it into storage silo. Now, if you go down here, before it goes into the storage silo up top, it goes over here. It goes over this sorting system over here. Right now, this is locked fully up so that we're not pulling any items out. However, what this is for is deep storage. So what I'm going to do is if I have items that I have far too much of, or items that I have a lot of that I just don't use very much, we're going to send those into deep storage. So we'll pull them out over here, and then we'll send them down one of the pillars through my throne room down below the castle, and we'll have a deep storage vault down there. And that'll be that. So we'll go back up in here. So then the items will come in, they'll go up into the storage system here, and I don't know if you can really see too much. The blocks hanging down up there. I did loop the storage system. Yeah, you can see it better over here. So as the water comes through, any items that aren't in the system yet will end up going through again and just loop back around and keep going through until something picks them up. Everything except these last two have filters. Those two are not going to get filters. They're just for any unstackable or any items that we're not storing. And then over here, all my empty shulker boxes should end up in these chests. And these three chests here, what they're for is, plug that up, if I have specialty shulker box. So like my redstone shulker box, I'll put in these, because we obviously don't want to pull all our stuff out of there and then pull them all out of the chest individually every time. So the specialty boxes will go in here, like for right now, we'll just throw that in there. And then the rest of this stuff is going to go into the system here, so I can test the system and hope there are no bugs, which there shouldn't be, because I've already done a quick test, so this is now the full system test. So I'm going to throw these in, and I will see you when this is all done and see if everything worked out properly or not. All right. Testing and bug fixing is complete. I had a couple of misplaced blocks, which was just a result of when I was building everything. Those didn't cause too much of an issue. I managed to resolve those. The issue that took me a few minutes to figure out was over here, and we do that, and we do that. I should be able to climb up, show you guys this. So for those of you who are, good at redstone, you may have noticed, come over one more. The way I had this before, it came out and it actually touched this block right here. What that was doing was actually giving me a redstone input into this through the dropper tower, but this is for the empty versus partially full to full Shulker boxes system. So that was causing me a little bit of havoc there, so I just turned the system 90 degrees and we'll show you that there. So instead of coming out that way, we came out this way through a little cycle there, and through this repeater and this repeater, that's still 2 ticks, so it works just fine. And that completely resolved the issue. And through testing this thing several other times, it is good to go. So now what is left is going down into the cave, loading up everything I have down there into Shulker boxes and throwing them into the system and waiting for that system to sort it all out. And well, that is going to take an inordinate amount of time. So I will have to do that, and probably while it is sorting, we are going to work on some interior work. I'm going to say probably down in here, if I can. I can't make that. Where are my rockets? Oop. Almost went splat there. But in here, and I think we're going to start building the dining hall in here. So I'm going to go and load up all the Shulker boxes and get started. And there we have it, guys. We are officially moved in here. As you can see, all of my items are in the sorting system here, and just like that, all of these chests over here are not being sorted. There's no filters on them. I'm going to have to go through and organize all of this stuff manually. And some of it we may build filters for and send some other stuff down to deep storage, but for now it will work. Also went ahead and did some tidying up here, placed down some torches to prevent spawning, and picked up some blocks that the Endermen were leaving, because, you know, they like to just come in and drop sand and dirt blocks all over my base because they're mean, untidy little creatures. But now, as promised, we are going to get to the dining room. I've already gone ahead and built up some pillars here because the room was just a little bit too big to believe that it would be supported without internal supports here. So I went ahead and fixed that, placed down some torches for lighting, and now we're going to build the table right in here, and we're going to hang a chandelier over it for lighting too. And I went ahead and actually centered off this doorway because it was actually off center, and that was driving me up the wall. And I expanded a little bit. We're going to make this more of an arch shape too, but for now we're just trying to get the bones in. So without further ado, let's start getting into the internal work here. Okay, I went and laid out some tentative plans here. So what I think I'm going to do is, instead of doing one big table, we're going to do 2 mid-sized tables. So one's going to be here and one's going to be here. And then up here, we're going to go ahead and put like a head table. So like the king and queen would probably sit up here, and then all the castle help and whatnot would sit down here. So we're going to go and start building that up. But what we need to do right now is swap out all of these border blocks, because the border blocks are actually going to be upside down stairs, just to give the table the feel of kind of scooting in, as most tables would. They scoot in from the border, and then you have the legs holding it up. Well, this is just going to be kind of a solid. Down here is all going to be solid, and then the stairs are going to scoot in a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and see how that looks, and then I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. Well, the tables are in, and this is what it looks like. I definitely like it, but you guys let me know what you think in the comments below. But tables alone aren't exactly enough. We need a place for people to sit. So if I just do, where's the corner? Right there. Try doing this like that. That's not what I wanted. Like that maybe? Nope. That's what I was after. I don't really like that. And the problem is I can't really do that. If I could figure out how to place stairs. Can't really do that. Even if I got rid of that, it would just be too low. This could be a bit of a dilemma here. We're going to leave this for now. We're going to go build the head table. I'll come back to the chairs in a minute. Alright guys, so the head table is in. So the king and queen would come up this way and they would sit up here and lord over everybody. And I did remember what my idea was with the chairs. So we need something else. And we're going to go do this, at least on one, before I forget. And hopefully I have what I need. As you can tell, I should probably sort. That's what I'm looking for right there. Dark oak trapdoors. Because we are going to use trapdoors as the backs of the chairs. So the first place we're going to try that is up at the head table. We'll see how that looks up there. So what do we got? Yeah, we'll sit one right here, one right here. And where's my trapdoors? That's not what I wanted to do. That's also not what I wanted to do. Trapdoor, trapdoor, open up, open up. I think that's probably about as good as we're going to get. Because if I go up one more, we're going to run into the same issue I had where we were too close to the top of the table. However, what I might be able to do, see how this looks. Does it just look too tall? Kind of looks too tall. Well, this will work for now. I'll keep tweaking some designing, but for now, we're going to go ahead and put that in on all of this. Oh yes, that definitely looks a lot better. I do think this chair design works for the common tables. I'm just not sold on it for the head table. I will have to try and come up with something else for that, but for now, we're going to go and mirror this design onto this side. And there we have it. The dining hall is pseudo-complete. Still a few things to worry about. We do need to figure out a better chair design for the head table up here. I should probably... Yeah, we're going to do that right now. We're going to... Oh. It's not the one I wanted. Pickaxe. We're just going to smooth the transition here. We don't want it to be... why am I using slabs? Some out of blocks, that's why. Let's go get some full blocks. And we'll grab some slabs too, because we do need some. Okay. And we already slabbed that, so we'll just... That's not what I wanted to do. Break you. There we go. And... There we go. That way it's not quite as jarring. You don't just get a sudden drop here. You get a step down. And we'll probably be hanging some decorations and whatnot back here. But for now, I would say the dining room is done. And we're going to center this because that has been driving me up the wall. Match it up with that. There we go. Even though it's just a temporary torch until we get the chandeliers in, it was still bothering me, so I had to fix it. So, this is what I have for now. If you guys have any designs, any input, definitely leave in the comments below. But for now, I think we can move on. Okay, one more thing before I go today, guys. I did mention I was going to probably do something with this closet because it just didn't look right. So I think what I'm going to do is instead of having all 8 dispensers here, what I'm going to do is put one dispenser down here, which I will walk in and I will step on a plate on top of that. And then below here, we'll close this in like we did the cobblestone below. And what that'll do is one dispenser will fire up, but it'll also create a loop where I'll have a bunch of items in, say, a dropper right here that would fire into that dispenser and then up into me, and basically just create two auto dropper, an auto dropper and an auto dispenser, I guess. That would then dispense all items out of the dropper into the dispenser, into me. And I think that'd be a little bit cleaner of a way to do it. And I can make it a lot smaller and a lot neater, and I can get rid of this ugly eyesore in the king's quarters. So, once again, let's go ahead and sleep the night away. With that, guys, that's going to be the end of the video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss my next awesome video. This is Grim Falcon saying sayonara.